my chat mean. Calling elves stinky and shit. What the fuck?
No,
They are.
movement.
Chat, you're right.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, yo, we ripping on knife ears over here? What the hell's going on?
We're called elf stinky.
I mean, they
Listen, I joined in, I heard the word elf, and it was just instinctual.
Alright, I should be quotable now. If you guys want the famale one.
Famale. Ah, Eva, there you are. Here, have some optimized models for you to be able to use.
Female version.
Either B or Leeroy.
Females don't exist on VR chat.
Well, really, neither do squids, but here you are.
Ooh.
Fucking abyssals. God damn.
Okay.
1, 2, 3,
Alright,
4, 5,
that's
6,
Ash
7, 8,
1,
9,
Dirdly
10,
0.
11,
I'll keep
12,
score for the rest of the
13,
night.
14, 15, 16 people, including on.
We should be good.
Hey, yo,
Yep.
I'ma save you
Okay.
some time. Just let Ash win.
So, everybody listen. First and foremost, this is finally the actual start of the workshop, so go ahead and shut your mouths and open your ears so I can talk. First and foremost, we are going to be figuring out who needs to know the basics, because this is the first EU session combat workshop that I've been doing. I need to know who is new to this. If you are new, step forward from the lineup. And if you are away from the lineup, please join it. I'm looking at you, Mug. Don't make me mad, Mug you. No, you can't escape from me. But okay, so we have 5 new people. Okay, in that case, welcome to the workshop. First and foremost, we're going to be going over the techniques of particular weapon types. For this avatar, you have a wide selection of weapons you are able to use. You have a sword, you have a spear, you have a shield, gauntlets, an axe. Also, if you are left-handed, you are capable of swapping the hand with the left-handed toggle. But first off, and if anybody doesn't know these particular techniques either, first off, we'll go over the basics of swordplay. If you've never used a sword before, or if you've never picked up a stick in elementary school and moved it around like it was a lightsaber because you saw Star Wars at 3 a.m., a sword is not how you use a lightsaber. Lightsabers are very different. The way that you use the sword, usually, it has to do with particular locations where you put it. Yes, Spooky.
Oh no, I was just making sure I wasn't punching my ceiling fan.
Okay.
Didn't want to be under it and cut my hands off.
I get you. So,
We definitely do get you on that one.
yeah. For general sword play, if nobody has ever used a sword before, usually there are 7 or 8 blocking measures for swords. You're able to block up and to the right, up and to the left, side to side, lower down, a sideward swipe movement for thrusts, and holding the blade like this or holding it up with one hand to block upper-handed strikes. Usually, depending on where you see a sword or weapon coming into you, is where you need to put your sword. So, if you are new to it, follow along with my movements. Here's the first one. This is up and to the left. This one is up and to the right. Keeping your sword fully vertical, you can move it left or right, and that will block side attacks. If you flip it downwards, you're able to block stuff coming from the lower angles, right or left. And then, of course, the sideward swipe to block thrusting attacks, and holding it up like this when you are trying to block an overhead strike. That covers most of the attack angles with a sword. And if you're looking to attack with a sword, it is the same way with how you attack, except instead of keeping your sword horizontal to yourself, you get into a ready stance and either take a left, right, down, down, up, or up. And then, of course, the stab or downward slash. That's very, very basic swordplay. And the general rule of swordplay, when you're actually using a blade, is you always want to follow through with the motions so that you're capable of going into other strikes seamlessly by just going into a fluid motion. The most important part of it is actually using your feet, but many people have half body, which is very difficult to do. So, for those of you in...
I will say this.
Yes.
As a good example of somebody who does fantastic half-body combat resets, is a fantastic way of showing fantastic conveyance with his half-body, and is able to actually show like a lot of great things. For instance, if you watch the way that he moves his arms well enough, he's still in his room moves. So it still gives the assumption of a full body movement. See? His whole movement, everything. It looks like as if he's just doing it properly. It's just his legs aren't out. Like how most of us in full body can do it. So he's a really good example.
The best thing to remember when you're doing any kind of combat in half body, and this is a general note, not specifically for this weapon. If you want to convey a big swing, like if you're doing this, all you need to do that is, if you're in half body like Spooky, you need to not only move your arms, you need to move your head. So in actual sword combat, you never really want to follow your own blade with your gaze and head. But in VR combat, if you want to move along with your weapon, that is a good way to convey the weight of a strike, because right there, you can see that the entire body, because the head moved with it, the shoulders followed through, and you went into a stance that was generally normal for sword fighting, even if you don't have legs. So, that's basics of sword combat. Shields, it's basically a supplementary for any kind of weapon that you're going to be using. Everybody knows how to block a shield, I would hope. If anybody has ever thrown a punch at you, you instinctively throw up your hands in order to just cower in fear. It's like that. But if you want to physically use the shield like an actual shield, it's very similar to the sword defend. Except instead of keeping it like different directions, you just need to follow the motion of the weapon that's going into you and block it as such. For example, I'm going to hit Ash from the right side. She blocks on the right side, and now Leeroy's going to stab her from the back. Now that's actually a good segue into a second thing. Another thing that you need to remember when doing any kind of VR combat. You need to remember that some of your senses are disabled inside of a toaster. You have peripheral vision that only goes out to a cone. You have a vision cone, and you can't see anything to the sides or behind you. Sure, some of you might have a
vision.
Yeah, everybody usually has a cone of vision around this wide. So,
Oh, you good innocent man.
What?
Mine's this in real life. I can see up to here.
No, I know. I'm saying my VR cone of vision. Stop ruining my train of thought. VR cone of vision. Real cone of vision. VR. Real. So a common practice inside of VR combat that everybody usually tends to do, if somebody is going to be attacking you from the side or behind you, they'll usually do an audio signifier of like, they're running up on you, or if you hear people doing that, just doing little mic pops, that's them doing footsteps because they're behind you. or to the side. It's an audio signifier, which is something that you're able to hear to know that somebody is either behind you or to the right or left that you cannot normally see, so that you're able to properly react. If you are going to try to engage somebody in combat from behind or to the sides, usually give them an audio signifier. You don't need to do mic popping. You don't need to do the little footstep. Boop, boop. You can also just scream at them or go, "You're gonna die, ah!" Talk to them as you're going to engage so that they know you're coming. If you don't,
Something
it's
to get
just,
their attention.
it's gonna be very bad. It's just really bad because I've been
Hey, you're being
stabbing
stabbed.
Ash for the
Hey, you're being
past
stabbed.
30 seconds. And she didn't even notice.
From behind.
All of these techniques and little ways to make sure that everybody knows you're there is a way to make sure that everybody has a good experience inside of combat. So everybody's not just doing this. Because that's not fun. That's literally just two kids on a playground with a stick. They're going, "I hate you. You die."
I want to say something, but it's a loaded thing. Can't say it.
It's a loaded statement. So, moving on. Just so that you all know to actually signify your attempt to engage people in combat and how to block with a shield in doing so. Shield is very defensive, so I thought that it would be good to introduce how to get yourself in combat during that segment. With a spear, if anybody likes spears, if you like pointy sticks, a spear is very much distance oriented. You keep people at length. You stab at the full length of your spear. You should never be half-hafting it and just going like unless you have like a glaive or a long-bladed spear. But that's in weapon typing, and that's a whole nother scenario. With spears, you stab from a distance. You control the range of battle. Anybody with a short-range weapon like an axe or a sword will not really be able to get within your reach because you're able to step back and you're able to keep them at arm's reach or longer. But there is a downside to spears. Despite the fact that they are able to have a whole bunch of control over their enemy, if somebody's able to get within their range, there's not a lot of things you can do by maneuvering a big old stick.
Fucked.
If somebody is within this close to you with a spear, not good. Yes, you could probably like half them in the face, but if they get that close in, chances are they have a sword or other weapon stabbed firmly between your 6th and 5th rib.
If they get that close, you go from point and sticky stick to a blunt object that'll break.
Yep.
Like, I'm about to step, doop, doop, stab, stab, stab. They can't punch me. They can't get me. I'm stabbing them too much. But if they get past the spear tip,
Reach me with that.
the most that you would be able to do is, if you have good reaction time, pull the spear back to try and block a blow. But if they have something like fist or pugilist weapons like that, they can just go right under it and hit you in the gut and just go you into a full
They're
combo.
just gonna keep fucking.
They're gonna wail into you.
Star, you know.
But yes, that's spears. Spears are usually very well paired with shields because shields cover the fallacy of using a spear. If somebody gets in close quarters combat with you, you have a big board of wood between you and them. Sure, somebody might be able to peel away the big board of wood, but that's a problem for them. That's an issue them, not an issue you. So, next one. Feasts. If anybody likes punching weapons, if anybody likes using their bare hands, if anybody likes being the martial artist known as Joseph Joestar, this is a weapon for you. So,
Or if you like playing monk.
if you like playing monk, this is also good. Anybody who plays a pugilist character should have a basic knowledge of how to throw a punch, how to dodge and weave, how to uppercut, sidewinder, haymaker,
If you want it,
straight punch, and other various things.
this is the mail.
So, I'm going to give you a few basic punches. Spear is very simple, so I didn't really get anything along with it. But punching, even if you're in half body, you're able to do this, because it's not very leg oriented unless you're a boxer. Straight punches. You pick one arm you're blocking with, one arm you're hitting with. Extend the one you're hitting with, and if you want to punch more than once, trade places. And then again. If you are a pugilist or any kind of fist fighter, you should always remember, one hand is blocking, one hand is hitting. You should never have both hands hitting. That never works out.
You have no defense.
If you do both, if you go in full fisted, you're gonna get hit and you're gonna die.
If you
Just
do
like fucking-
full-fisted, you're telling that NPC or player character, hit me.
Yeah, because if you do this,
It might still take the hit, but you're also getting hit back.
yes. So, the basic etiquette of using fist weapons is one is blocking, one is hitting. Unless you're trying to get yourself the most damage possible, and then you just do a full-on Superman lunge towards them and punch them with two fists. But that is a very bad idea, and it will get you killed. Yeah. There's just variations in the punch. There's the straight punch. There's the uppercut. Side hook. That's basically it. There's no real upward to downward unless you're trying to smash them into the ground. Usually you go uppercut into smash and then you kick or do something else. But it's all about just getting underneath people with pugilist weapons. Because with swords, axes, and all these different metal things, they're swinging up here. They're aiming for your head. With your fists, usually you hit the lower body to go for the head later. Once the head is open, then you hit it. Because you don't have an extended stick on your arm. You only have these. You only have these little squishy meat fingers. Unless you have like giant metal fists, but that's another thing. Anyway, the last weapon that we have on this particular avatar is an axe. I use the axe not only for just general axe combat, but to show people how to use heavy weapons. Fortunately, I have a heavy avatar for that, and we're going to be going over that later. But with axes, it's very much hooking, swinging, and making sure that you have a lot of momentum behind your swing. This is another case of if you want to hit with an axe, you will move your arms and your head with it if you're a half body. That way people have weight behind it, and people will see when you are trying to just wail into them nonstop. And for the people in full body, or people who have more space to move forward and backward, a good thing to remember if you're engaging people in combat is one foot in front of the other, stepping forward and backward, almost like you were one of those little plastic soldiers that everybody lost when they went to the dentist. You have rope
not really
between your
wrong,
feet.
That has happened to me.
You have rope between your legs, and if you take a step forward, you should be pivoting with the other foot. You should never stutter step. If you stutter step, chances are you're going to get hit and fall backwards. Not to mention, if you're in VR, it's very hard to catch yourself when you have two big controllers on your hands and a toaster on your face, so you can't see where you're falling. So make sure you're aware of your play space when you're doing all this. I have had multiple people during this workshop hurt themselves because they forgot this one rule.
I still forget it.
If you have never learned anything from the Nintendo Wii, it's make sure your play area is clear.
For instance, this is a fantastic way for you to test as well. T-pose in your room, and then spin around. If there's nothing within this arm length, this is what you're going to be using. Or if you happen to have a large play space, like for instance me and Leeroy, walk up to where you can't anymore, walk all the way back. If there's
And
nothing
find the
within
middle
those
ground.
sections, find your middle ground. That's where you're going to be. For instance, if I move too far this way, I'm in my desk. If I move too far this way, I'm in my knick-knack bookshelf, which can topple on top of me and most likely kill me if I don't, pay attention. So, there's that.
Be very aware of your surroundings, otherwise you will die.
It's very heavy.
Via knickknacks.
Oh yeah, and then there's Leeroy, who's super lucky, and it has like a big play space, and his bed is right there, so you can just hop on. See?
If you have a bed in your play space, you are extremely lucky. I am doing VR inside of a closet, so that is the warning that I give people all the time. Learn from the Wii.
Desk and stuff
Make
is
sure that
really-
all of your stuff is not inside of your play space. And if you have a completely limited area, even if there is nothing around you when you're doing the 360 arm swing very slowly, not quickly, if you are a little bit more worried, you should also check how far you can lean.
That
if
is
you
also
can-
true. That is also fantastic.
If you can't lean too far, you need to remember, don't try to duck too much because you're going to hit your head into your wall and knock yourself out. Now, I'm sure that people are sick of me just yammering on and not getting anything done with actual physicality. So, does anybody have any last questions from my newbies about how these things work? Or any questions regarding tips in getting into combat first off?
There is no dumb question.
There is no dumb question. If you have one, please raise your hand. If not,
Looks like we got some good listeners.
okay.
Dedicated wham.
How much dedicated wham does it take to run VR? Well, usually you want at least like bare
Not
minimum
enough.
16.
Yeah, not enough.
There's not enough.
I need.
Anyway.
I'm about to get my own SSD card just for VR chat at this point.
So, all of my new people, I would like for you to line up in front of me right here, going this way. We should have all you 5 going here, here,
Facing
here,
that way
here,
or that way?
here. Facing
Facing
this
me.
way. Facing the island.
Oh, that way?
Yes,
Facing the
we're not
island.
using that yet. So,
Right.
1, 2, 3, Eva.
There should be 5.
That should be 5.
Yeah,
There we
There you go.
Eva's another one. So, who would like to volunteer to join the newbie team?
Fuck it, I'll do it.
I was gonna
Okay.
say I want to
I
throw
was gonna
race.
have
I
you
want to throw
fight
race
me.
at them because Ray's got experience. I want to throw them. I want to throw Ray in there.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think, let's see. Jack.
If anybody is anxious to get off of their butts and start fighting people, I need at the very least 5.
and You.
I mean, I'm down to
Up there.
40.
Okay. It seems that Ash has picked out a couple of people. We got 1. We got
Head on
2.
up there, hon.
We got
One.
3.
We got
2,
3.
3.
2 more. 2 more volunteers to
3, 4,
fight the
5,
newbies.
6.
Anyone? One
Right,
more
hey,
volunteer.
there.
That's
What
that.
the-
1
All right.
and none. Okay. So, you 5 and you 5, I need you all to change to red team, and everybody here already on blue team.
You just gotta change your color.
I can't tell what
Just
color.
to make sure that you know what teams you're on here, so that when you're in the middle
Okay,
of
yeah, I'm
combat,
blue.
you don't swing to the left and hit a friend. Now, everybody, spread the line out a bit so you have at least arm
Space
and
it out.
weapons reach away from each other, so you know who you're partnered up with. So, Ranjay, you're with Sparks.
down here.
Jack, you're with
A little bit
Spooky.
You two go down this way. I actually was
Where am
going
I?
to
Did you-
pair you guys up.
You need to move to your right.
Cutie and Dudley, right here.
He's half body. I recommend watching his movements. This is going to be really
Spooky,
good
you're
while
fighting Jack right there.
He's a fantastic person to watch for half body. I'm not joking. Watching him
So
fight
just
him
make sure you
is
follow along with
fucking
Jack.
great. He's also
You
a
need to be in
fucking
front of
nerd,
him.
So you know.
This way.
Another good thing about
Move to the
combat,
right.
I'm gonna say this too. Talking during combat will help you stay in character, as well as make you feel
Okay.
more comfortable with your fighting. So, talk to him while you're fighting, and you should do
So-
a fantastic job. Okay.
Now that we have the new fighters paired up with a couple of people that are veterans, first and foremost, you need to start slow. Don't go in waving your sword as if it's the speed of lightning. You need to make sure that your movements can be read by the other person. This is what I like to refer to as conveyance. If you are going to go in for a stab, you need to give it a big wind up and do so. If you're going to block, that's a lot easier to do. All you need to do is just move there and react, or just make sure that they know that you blocked the hit. Usually you can do this by giving an audio signifier as well, by going like, if you miss, or if you tack off of their weapon. Some people, if they want to try and get an actual hit in, they will make a squishy flesh noise. Personally, I do not like this noise. Please only use it when you have a confirmed hit. But otherwise, you can just go or for hits and misses. That way, you're able to give a good signifier of what's going on and give a hint to the other person whether you're going for a miss or going for a hit. And move slowly so the other person has time to react. Don't do two actions in one. Make one big action and wait for their response. VR combat is all about action reaction. So, Leeroy apparently has something to say.
Well, just
By
a
the
quick
way-
suggestion for the veterans. For the first part here, let the new people follow them. Let the new people lead. You follow them, what they do. So they
Yep.
can get a feel for it.
That was the stipulation I was going to give to the veteran combatants. Let the new people engage first. You will react to their attacks. Every now and then you can give one of your own so that they can practice reacting as well, but let them lead the fight. At random intervals, I'll have Leeroy or Ash or myself go around and actually give a roll d20 of, hey, something happens, so you need to go along with this. If a DM comes up to you and says something happens in combat, even if you're in the middle of doing something different, try to work it in, or at least like if they say flow of combat is taking the advantage of one person or the other person. Just keep note of it and make sure that everybody has fun. This isn't a game. We're just trying to make an enjoyable experience. We're not trying to become the best combatant in the known realms so that everybody will fear.
On the internet.
You're playing make-believe on the internet. We're not trying to become the next MMA fighter of legend. So, all of my new and veteran combatants, go ahead and get your combat started. Ready? Go.
Right, let's see what you're made of.
Alright.
And by the way,
Show me what you got.
another thing that's
I'll
good.
show you what I got,
banter.
alright?
Be sure to throw some sling words in between your swings.
Taunt your enemies.
Now, this is something I'm gonna say while you're fighting. Keep going while I'm talking, okay? Fling back on your joystick. The joystick movement is going to look like fighting, which is not what we're looking for here. Conveyance is more key than back. Even in half body, look at Racist right here. You see how he is in real life moving back and forth in his play space? That is the best way that you're gonna get that conveyance even in half body. Watch his movements. Now listen to what he has
Here, I'll
to
give you
say.
an example on what you're doing. Here, and stepping back. So, I'm taking a step forward, making my strike. As you go for, I'm stepping back. Is that what I did there?
With that 11, you start feeling a little weak here, right in this part of your leg. With that motion.
Don't be afraid to stand your ground. Never be afraid to stand your ground.
Oh, good conveyance. There you go. That's what you're
It's going to on the back.
All right.
A cat bites their ankle. You see an opening. Your hand with
Give him just a quick here. There we go. Perfect. Back up to speed.
I'm on your side. Whenever you notice your opponent is going through moments of lag like that, it's nice. Take a few steps back, allow them to.
With a 14, you see an opening and you go right on in. Thirdly, you're able to get the sword out of you, but you are feeling weak. And with it too, that is a critical injury.
I'll not let you beat me!
So continue on with your combats. But another tip for you.
Come on,
that
get
I
up!
see a whole lot is blocking in a direction.
I'd rather get you while you
You see
stand!
someone bring up a shield or move their sword after a block. That's probably because they're moving your weapon in a particular way so that they
You
can
surrender!
follow along for a little bit
It's not a critical injury, but
for that particular motion, and then you can just respond however you see fit, whether it's a hit from them because they move your weapon away, or you move your weapon around and block just right. This is the end of the tip.
Give up! You're weak! Surrender!
Thirdly, with a 5, you're losing strength. It's getting harder and harder to wield your axe and shield at the same time.
Surrender! Oh, stay down! Do you wish to die?
Pause.
Pause!
For anyone who is not aware of what this little darkened fog is, this is what is known as a DM pause. When this happens, you should repeat the word pause so that everyone around you knows that it is stopped. Temporarily, everything will freeze. This is essentially a pause moment where where the DM is capable of giving exposition or information into combat where it is very good to know. This is usually a good time where you're able to take a drink, sit down very quickly and catch your breath in the middle of intense combat, or just get your bearings about what the hell is happening in your current encounter.
And in your play space as well, just to make sure.
And check your play space as well. If this happens, this is a good check yourself moment. So make sure that you're not hitting anything, make sure that you're well hydrated, you're not fucking dying. You get me? So, once the pause is lifted, you should remember where you were and then once the fog, or at least in most cases, once the fog comes up, combat will resume exactly where you left off, as if time just hit the pause button. So, everybody's situated, pause is lifting, now. Cards
Do
up.
you
Combat
want to
resumed.
die? You're defeated! Stay down!
You feel like you are about to win. Certainly, this is your last choice. See what you gotta do.
I will give you credit for still fighting, but there's no reason to die! Give up!
I'm tired, I went low.
Very well! Stab!
Oh, that's a crack in the back.
One little tip about swords is every bit of the sword is usable as a weapon, not just the blade. For example,
Good point.
I want to show you a little trick I learned.
Aye! It's a shame I had to kill you!
My good sportsmanship. You dare block my good
If only you surrendered, you would not be dead! You are a worthy opponent, and
But everyone enjoys a good execution, don't they?
that's true.
You know, you enjoyed having that.
It's a fun little
I'm a stone cold killer now.
Right to primal desire.
with that block. Is instead of going for the pommel,
I've gotten the bloodlust.
just right,
Okay. Show.
you can try to hit with the crossguard.
Everybody, we're going to be winding up combat now. If you have a final blow, do it. Or you can just stop combat now and gather up.
From behind.
I heard someone from behind. Hold on. Pause.
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 Well, time to hydrate. Pause.
My whole team turned.
Everyone. You suddenly realize that one of yours is a traitor. They backstabbed their own teammate. Whether you're blue or red, normal Nick is looking very stabbable right now.
Ah, shit.
Fuck him up.
Traitor!
Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. I got this.
Okay. Enough bullying, Nick. Everybody line up side to side, whether you're red team or blue team. Remember what color you are. Don't swap. Line up side to side. Do so along this line.
Oh, friends.
Line up shoulder to shoulder.
Need to crack my back.
I think you're on blue side. I think.
You're behind me. Join up. Newbie or not, join up shoulder to shoulder.
But these people stink. They've been in combat.
Check yourself before you make fun of others. Anyway, so something else that you should be aware of. Inside of Aether and these regulated lobbies, you shouldn't, at least in most cases, you shouldn't have the need to block people's avatars or have safety settings on, unless you have a very bad computer, in which that's fine. At the very least, you should show people's avatars. In regulated lobbies like this, it's normally safe enough to go on safety settings none, so that everybody's shown, or safety settings low, so that at the very least their base model is shown.
God, I wish that
You
was
also
true.
show their avatar by going up to them and just individually
Yes,
showing them.
you can also go up to them and manually do it, but that is very tedious when you have
I just-
25 plus NPCs that are in various different
Hi.
models, and you don't want to go one by one by one by one.
That's what I
Then
have
just
to
use the distance thing. It's easier.
For regulated lobbies, you're able to just go inside of your safety settings and hit none. That way, everybody's shown, all of their animations are fine, or safety settings low, so that at the very least their base mesh and material is shown. So if everybody is capable of doing that, so that everybody's able to see one another, everybody's able to see their colors, and everybody's able to see their weapons, please do so now. Because we're going to be moving into team fights. And I want to make sure that everybody's able to properly see what everyone has equipped. The fact that you all have been fighting against each other makes me think that you already have this particular thing enabled, but there's just something to keep in mind moving forward. So, before we go into team combat, I'm going to go over combat etiquette. This is something that you should keep in mind because I don't want to see 1v8s inside of team combat. As fun as it is to pile up on a single person, as Nick may well know, it is not something I want to see in normal, fluid VR combat or VR encounters. If somebody is already in a one-on-one or a one-on-two, don't add to it. Try to find your own. And if you can't find your own, jeer on from the sidelines until somebody drops out or somebody drops dead. Then you have your slot. So, if you are going to engage someone in combat, for example, Wolf, Ray, can you come up here? Let's say, for example, Wolf and Ray are in the middle of a fight. You don't even have to bring out your weapons. It's a slap fight. Go ahead and smack each other around a little bit. There's a good slapping. They're smacking their hands against each other's helmets. It doesn't hurt at all. But, oh, Dragon, you feel left out. You want to get in on this slap fight. Go ahead, slap him. Go ahead, slap him around. Slap somebody. So somebody's going. Yep, there you go. Notice that Dragon made a signifier that he was going up and joining the combat. He made a non-lethal blow, and he is now involved in a 2v1. If you see this happening, this is a more complex combat scenario, and you usually don't want to shove this upon a new person. So, try to keep it to 2v1 or 3v1 at most. If not, you're just going to jeer them on. So, Spooky, you're blue. I want you to go ahead and jeer on race sets in this little slap fight as an example. All you need to do is give some trash talking and go like, go for the chair. I see his right side open. Smack him in, grab his dick and twist it. Stuff like that.
Use your legs, you idiots! You got legs, not just hands! Oh, what are you doing?
Wolf, you got KO'd. You're dropping to the ground. Spooky, you see something. What do you do now?
Oh, God! Get up, get up!
Oh no, they're knocked out. They're completely out of combat. What do you do now?
Just gonna grab him.
Okay.
Roll him to the side.
So,
To get him out
all right,
of danger.
people in the slap fight, please stop throwing hands. Stop throwing hands. Spooky actually did something that's very good. If you're not involved in the combat and you don't want to get more involved in it, you can have the option to drag someone away that's injured and give them a little bit of healing. Good idea. So everybody's able to go back to the lineup and just gather up again. So that is good combat etiquette. You either have the option to take the splot of somebody who dropped during the encounter to try to keep it going and maybe win with a 2v1, or you can drag somebody out and give them healing if they're still alive. or you can just go off and fight someone else. But for now, I want people to line up according to teams. Red team over here, blue team over here. You're going to be facing each other this way and this way. Red team, blue team, red team, blue team. I think you've met.
Oh no, one of our team has had a serious injury. They're in a wheelchair. I'm sure they'll be fine.
Yes, I am. Indeed.
So, just that my other DMs don't feel left out, I want you to jump down here real quick. Can anybody see them? Anybody see this? I asked them to go invisible so that it's going to be more immersive for y'all. Do you see invisibility? Do you see nothing?
Oh boy. Oh, we're looking in a direction. Oh.
Do you see nothing on top of that tower there?
I
Well, if there's the tower, there's nothing there. It's just the tower.
Yeah.
Good.
What do you mean? There's nameplates.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Fucking Leeroy! I
I'm
didn't
sure it was
tell you
just
to
the lens
God
flare.
damn it.
Ghost of the tower.
Satan!
It was a lens flare. It's fine.
A trick of the light.
Anyway,
Must have just been the wind.
so you guys go ahead and engage in team combat. This will be a last team standing kind of deal. If there is at least a gathering of reds or blues left, then you all will be the victors of this little warm-up bout. But this is to practice combat engagement. I don't want to see people becoming immortal soldiers just because this is a red versus blue thing. It is highly possible that everyone in this team combat will die due to injuries.
Traitor.
So it can be a tie. So, everybody ready? And go.
Stand together!
Stop floating, asshole. That's illegal. Stop floating. Stop floating. I see
Fuck
it.
you, you're a traitor. You don't tell me. You don't get told what to do.
Come on.
You accuse me of being a filthy fucking mage. Weapon here.
Mesa, don't push that far ahead. Look to your fucking left, man.
How dare you?
Shield bash from the side. Crap, again, crap. Let's break this shield. I missed. No, I missed.
Oh, okay.
Buddy, I missed.
Just die, tree scum! You're already dead! Get down! Don't want to die!
Good banter.
The furniture is falling upon me.
Oh crap! My men! You'll pay for this!
Oh, you're not supposed to be moving.
Those who
I'm
have
behind
died,
you!
go to your respective corners. You will get one more life. Combatants, I've seen some. Continue fighting. I've seen good engagement and making sure that everybody is balanced. But do not be afraid to make these 2v1s, because that just makes these encounters more interesting. I see a lot of people just like swooping around and moving behind everyone. I want to see engagement. Engage people. Don't just slip around.
Fuck chair.
Oh my god, what did you do to him? He was going for all of
I was talking acid.
Under a chair. Trying to find
grab spear.
Oh shit.
Fix yourself. Don't worry. You're fine.
Oh shit!
It seems we have our first casualty of war. Spooky has found themselves beneath a chair. But
Sorry, give me. Yeah, I'll fix it in a moment.
You got a pussy? Why you got a shield, you pussy, huh?
pause. Okay. Everybody, good job with your conveyance. However, this is going to be your first example of a DM pause that actually changes things. So, for a little bit of lore here. As you all are invested in these semi-engaging combats, you have already stricken down a lot of your enemies or trying to mop up the rest of your own. The red team certainly has pulled forward. However, you have come to realize that the place that you have chosen for your battleground is occupied. As you can hear the roars of dragons coming from the areas around you, and the clattering of steel plate from the tower beside your battleground.
I think we're dead.
Do with this information what you will, but new combatants have entered the fray. They are friends to no one. Unpause.
What's that noise?
Fuck hell?
You're not my enemy anymore.
What the fuck are those? Red reform! Red reform!
Fuck.
Blue reform!
All of you are well aware of the Dragon Knights, and you know that they are well-trained combatants that are not easily taken down, even by multiple people.
Fuck. Truce! Understood! We'll fight and kill each other later!
Why is Hamilton front?
Oh, fuck.
Form up, boys.
Oh fuck. You would have been flown that way, hon.
All of the combatants are aware, if they do not even attempt to fight these combatants, that they will have much more difficulty leaving this place. Heavy swings from great swords twice their sides, and heavy plate that is hard to pierce with these mundane weapons. You will be on the back foot. However, you will find your way through somehow.
Cover the sword! No!
Surround it!
Back out. Fuck.
Dragon, with a 7. You backed up before you went forward, so they knew you were coming. You are gripped in their grasp as you are pulled up into the air. The sword going up against their side is a good idea using the opening, but with a 9, it only tinks off of the armor on their neck. They are very heavily plated.
Stop!
The dragon is thrown into evil.
Sick!
How's about we stop
Evie with a 14. Using that particular moment, you were able to dig your spear into their side. Their movements will be slow for a short amount of time, allowing for some wounds to be dealt to this ancient
He's
warrior.
weak! Aim! Get him while it's slow! Stop! Stop! Shake! Shook! Shook!
Get me fucking killed.
the lucky ones to have a spare leg?
No!
Pause.
Pause.
Nick, I see you up there.
Oh. He's a
One of the combatants has decided to do something interesting. Nick, from the top rope, rolling.
He gets a bad roll, yeah.
With a 13, Nick, you will be able to leap from the tower. Using your full body weight behind your weapon, you will be able to dig it into the armor of the Dragon Knight as it splits down its spine. Your weapon will be lost, but ooh, it's a heavy amount of damage. Their movement will be hindered, and you will be riding them until you can manage to get yourself off. Continue.
I'm gonna need a DM over here.
No!
Oh shit,
He was
rolling
grabbing
for
onto
death.
my leg.
Oh, unfortunately you were not as lucky. 8.
This one
With an
here.
8. With an 8. Spooky. Your attempt to grab the Dragon Knight's leg was very risky. As they bring their sword down, your left arm is skewered, not being able to get a good grasp with your other one. You have lost use of your left arm.
Okay!
Fight. Oh, fucking idiot.
True, mate.
How dare you!
Oh, you got little ones.
Rolling for combat progression.
Come here, buddy. I know you don't have one on, but come here. Just a little bit farther away.
Human combatants!
Alright, stop.
You are able to see openings within the armor. You have more numbers than these Dragon Knights. You are able to land your blows more cleanly as now you are learning their fighting styles. Whether they drop their swords or use the massive blades to their advantage, you will begin to turn the tides of battle. As each of the warriors will take a knee to the massive amounts of numbers, taking them down. Continue.
So take that hit though.
That's the second time I got thrown today.
Third time! Good experience! Good battle!
Oh, fuck.
You like being picked up, tiny man.
Why are we just letting them pick us up?
Hi, you guys are too far apart, aren't ya?
This thing is fucking heavy. You don't mind me falling your fours.
Get tighter groupings! Surround her!
With a 17, you will successfully shake off the blows that you have taken from the Dragon Knight and move on.
Go for the back! Stay at her back!
Pause!
Hey! Ugly!
Pause.
Pause.
Okay. What the hell happened? You pushed off.
He tried to take them down with him, and he only got
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm going to roll for something. Okay, this is gonna be hard for you, red team. Rolling for success. With a 12 to a 14. Red team, despite the fact that you were capable of pushing off the Dragon Knight from the edge of the island, you find the fact that they are a Dragon Knight. And in so doing, they have flying allies surrounding the island, whereas you do not.
Oh no.
Not only did they manage to take one of your number with them, but in the attempt to try to rescue them, you lost an additional one person. The closest person to the edge, Ziana.
Oh, poor Ziana.
So as you revel yourselves in your small victory, this knowledge washes over your minds as you see a flash of silver, and the Dragon Knight flings himself back up as your comrades fling off into the abyss.
Oh no.
Unpause, and you are re-engaged.
Somehow. Rolls.
Hey, ugly! Get her back!
Easy said than done.
Move forward!
Anything?
We fight or we die!
Can you stop shouting and maybe get this fucking thing off me? Yeah, I'm not.
Stop! Stab!
Appreciate it.
Just keep going. Grab your hip. One you this way. Just at least get one you off me.
Oh, hello, sunshine. Welcome to the floor.
I stole one of the swords. It's very heavy.
Stop! Stop!
God damn it, this piece of shit doesn't give a shit! Don't that thing on the boot look like a handle?
Oh shit, it kinda does look like a handle.
Pull them over.
Ash, with a 7 from Dragon, you will be able to swing your blade around, and with the full force of your body behind it, you will be able to knock them back into the stone stairway behind them.
Now, I know we're supposed to be chivalrous, but what happens if I
Being
just...
well aware of the rest of the combatants behind you.
Up the arse!
I'm sorry, did you just Gaddafi?
Get them!
This happens with a fucking 19!
You're able to think, and you think,
Look, I'm
no
going for
one
the
would
only
have
place a
armor
dragon doesn't have
here,
scales.
And suddenly, a spear pierces the rear end of your armor as an immense amount of damage is done to your backside, causing you to topple forward on hands and knees in pain.
Move forward!
1,000 years
Use the opportunity!
in 1 second.
Stop! It's right over the neck!
Combat is reaching its end. Dragon Knights, your lifeblood is running out.
Keep stabbing till it
10
stops
seconds
moving!
of life, and then we will tally the survivors.
What are you doing? You're just shouting at us.
I've been stabbing!
Seems like you guys are doing well.
I've lost a lot of blood. Give me orders.
Yeah, just crack on, mate.
Fuck, his arm is so heavy I can't lift it.
Remember, lads, unconventional warfare.
Fuck!
Combatants.
But you're under there and I can't get you out by myself.
I mean,
Can we get
Everyone
this man
who
out
is
under
not on the floor, come gather up by me because combat is over. I'm tallying up the teams.
I guess he's staying there then.
I'm tallying up the. Oh my god! Are you kidding me? What? A death roll? Really? You already you succeeded on the death roll. You're fine. But the problem is, it's 5 blue to 4 red.
I can't believe it. It's understood.
Blue team is the winner of the team battle.
I was gonna die earlier, but then he came up
But
with 17.
I gotta give props to red for being so aggressive.
Okay.
They were very aggressive.
Very aggressive.
Unconventional warfare wins.
So,
You guys did great.
everyone, go ahead and gather up next to the little wooden diving pedestal, I guess. Because next we are going to be going over ranged combat.
Now is a good time to get water as well.
Now is a good time to get water and breathe. I'm going to be talking for a little bit, so make sure that everybody is hydrated, rested, and able to move on. We still got 2 other sections after this, and then we're able to go on into the fun stuff.
Who'd have thought stabbing someone in the ass would work?
You saw your comrades leap off against the dragon you hear down there.
Oh shit. Gosh dang it.
We put that off. They killed another one of us. He killed 2 of us by doing that action.
I need a new arm. I just kind of thrust my spear up and I managed to catch them in the ass. I need a new life.
Ash,
Same. You know, that sounds like my head's in a trash can right now.
Where did What? 1,000 yen to pay.
So the funny thing about that is it actually shows a lot of like how what I'm good at and what I'm not good at. When I was fighting human-sized opponents, I was doing good. I think I ended up killing 2 people when it was people-sized opponents. But the moment it becomes big fuckers is when I go, what? I'm proud of me. Captain.
Oh.
Lieutenant! No retreat.
Captain inside that little head of yours.
Proud of you, son.
Hey,
I really never was on your side.
Here. What's the reaction you should have for that?
Just jealous I killed the dragon by stabbing
You're
him in the
so
ass.
happy that you got a higher
You're
roll
just
on
jealous
your
that you
roll.
didn't, you know, go out with the team by sacrificing yourself for a lost cause.
I'm already mind controlled. It wouldn't work.
The last time I went into someone's
Lady
mind.
Elpida. Lady Elpida. Dude, I might make that part of my model list.
What is Ash right now?
That's twice now that Lady Elpida has stopped it from taking
Concerning.
control of somebody. It's gonna be
great.
Okay, let's see.
Lady Elpida. I might ask Darth to be like, hey, do you want to tie some things? The fuck?
So,
What is the everybody dancer doing here?
everybody who is
That's
ready,
Siren Head?
please
No,
make
real
sure
dancer
that
from-
you. Anybody who is not ready yet, step back onto the stone. Everybody who is ready, stay on the wood.
Who?
What we are going to be doing next is we are going to be doing the ranged combat portion of the workshop. So let me talk in Discord. Is everybody ready? Is everybody hydrated?
Yes.
Yes, mouse. What?
I'm a plant.
Why is Siren Head up there?
Don't worry about it.
Real dancer.
So,
Okay. Uh-oh.
we are going to be going into the ranged combat portion of the workshop. the very difficult thing about ranged combat in VR is, for one thing, how big do you think they are?
Big.
Really big.
Pretty chonky.
Pretty big? Pretty big? If you had to estimate in meters, how tall?
150.
I don't know math.
What is that in meters?
Big chonker.
Like the size of a Gundam?
75.
For example, I would say that Dudley here is 2 meters tall.
Then I would say 150 as well.
10 meters.
Something like
150 to 200.
10.
Well, you're right.
Numbers.
Now, I am currently, or at least I'm going to be, a 6 foot tall normal human. And this is how big I am at ranged.
Look how small he is up there.
You
He's a
can see
small
the
boy.
difference. So, it is very difficult to convey ranged if you are very small. Something that you should keep in mind is you need a signifier for if you're doing something ranged or if you're getting hit by something ranged. In VR chat in particular, if you have ranged spells or a bow and arrow or a gun or anything that has a projectile, you need to be within eye shot for it to actually go through, unless there's some map shenaniganry, in which case the map will take care of it. But for the most part, you're going to need a DM to call your shots if you're making a ranged attack. So, for anybody who does not have a ranged attack on their avatar, or needs an optimized ranged attack, I have
Do we need to have particles
this.
that shoot, or is it fine?
You do not need particles that shoot, you just need a signifier that you fired something.
Like this?
Yes. This has a rifle. This has a crossbow. So, for those of you who would like to practice your ranged stuff, go ahead and copy one of the rifle or the crossbow that I got. Now, my giants, can you hear the gunshots?
I can't even see the giants.
No, you
the hell?
cannot. This
I kinda can,
It's
but
very
only when I'm
quiet.
staring.
We can hear like
Yeah.
a poof.
This is why it's very important to let a DM know when you are taking a ranged attack,
Little crystal.
because nobody is allowed to have world space audio on their models. Otherwise, it gets very, very annoying. And also, particles are very hard to see unless you're staring directly at them.
It's finger point and then
Fuck.
close your hand.
Fuck, no noise on this. Oh well, they don't need the noise.
So-
bang, bang.
For example, everybody stop firing all your stuff. Stop it. Nick. Wait, did you just turn into the rifle? God damn it, I needed somebody with a crossbow.
I got it, it's okay. I'll go back.
I'm going to be an example then.
Crossbow.
Ash, Leeroy. When you see a crossbow bolt pass by you, I need you to turn to the left or right. That works. So, it is very easy to see a moving projectile, but the problem is, Ash and Leeroy, face left and right, just face each other. I'm going to fire again. Did either of you see that? Exactly. This is why DMs are needed to be involved, even if you have ranged particles on your avatar. If somebody is facing away from you, they cannot hear the sound, nor can they see the particle, except for certain particular instances. So, what we are going to do, first off, we are going to have a couple of you go up there and react to a shot. Everybody else is going to take a shot. So who wants to be a pincushion? I saw Jack's hand go up, Durdley's hand go up, and Rayset's hand go up first. Don't worry, Ron. You're next. And so is Ziana and Spooky. So, my giants, go ahead and get off of the platform. You two are going to be my ranged DMs. By the way, this is how big the avatars were that you were shooting at.
Hi. Monster scary.
What the fuck?
But I first do nothing.
So,
listen up.
my people who are up on the platform. Something that you should know about reacting to ranged shots. And this goes for everybody that's going to be taking the shots as well. When you get hit by a ranged shot, it is very hard to see you move. So, channel your inner RuneScape and overact like hell. If possible, make a big motion. If not, do a RuneScape death pose, otherwise known as what I'm about to do. I am the guy that's on the right. Drop down. It's very easy to see if somebody drops down or throws themselves to the side. So, my ranged DMs. I'm going to be keeping an eye out for the people who are firing. Everybody up here on the platform, you're going to be involved with one another, smacking each other in a slap fight. The slap fight shall begin.
All right, boys, volley ready.
Go.
So do we like let people know when they're firing, or like what does that mean?
I don't know. Andre didn't tell us.
We shoot them.
Andre, explain what we're doing down here. Do we tell you when they're firing, or do we tell them? What's going on here?
So, ranged DMs, you're going to make sure that there's at least one person firing. I saw one shot. You randomly pick out somebody to fire at these guys. Once you do, if I see it, I'm going to call it out. But if they want to do it themselves, they need to tell you, and you will tell me. I will see what type it is.
Okay, understood. All right, with that being said then, who here wants to be our commander?
I'll take it.
God damn it, they're throwing crossbows up here.
All right, perfect, wonderful. With that being said, Normal Nick, you're gonna help us out here. We're gonna make this a fun scenario for you guys instead, while they're fighting up there.
Oh boy. Okay.
So with that being said, you tell us which one you want to
Evie,
shoot
go ahead and
first.
fire.
Okay.
Yep, while we're waiting.
You see that stupid
Arrow be launched.
up there? I don't like
Fire.
splits. I don't like abyssals.
Rolling.
Everyone take aim.
Yeah, hold.
Not everyone.
Race
one at
sets,
a
Mr.
time,
Twirly
silly.
Man.
God
You
damn.
get hit in the side of the head by an arrow as you block the people in front of you.
Firing line time.
They want a firing
damn.
line up there, just so you know.
Oh,
That's good.
yep. Now, everyone, let loose your shots. And Durdley,
Ready?
Jack,
Ready?
when you see
Aim,
anything,
aim.
react.
Fire.
Fire!
I could see the. Oh, what the slow go! The slow go!
Amazing.
I know exactly whose projectile that was. One dude just nailed Durdley in the side of the head.
Is that yours or Fuzz?
It was Fuzz. It was a very small, pink, swirly projectile.
Amazing.
Anyway, All of my people who were firing line cronies.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Not firing line cronies. Anybody who was targets, go back down, swap out with the next three. You know who you are if you're the next three.
Get it.
Whoever the
Fire
next
again.
three is, head on
Next
up to
three,
the
get up
platform,
there.
please,
Next
and
three,
thank you.
Everybody's gonna get a little bit of practice being the targets.
Dragon, go. You're three.
We have 2 up there. Who's the
Did
last
my
one?
fucking twirling look
Are you
good?
three?
Also, to make this simpler,
I don't think so. It's you now, because no one else went up.
Oh.
How do you go up?
I've already made it very well evident that there is
Are you going?
a lot of
Oh,
difficulty
okay.
trying to convey ranged combat when you're involved in something else. So instead, Leeroy and Ash, you are going to call out when a ranged shot is done.
Okay.
You will roll to see if it's successful, and I will choose a random target.
Okay.
Because this is such a long range, some shots may go wide. But both of you just tell me when somebody makes a shot. There are 4 targets. So,
Oh shit!
my targets.
I'm gonna wait. Hold.
Hold. Holding.
Oh wait. Oh no, waiting for you. I thought you were gonna finish this play and then I'll tell them to fire.
Yeah, no. Also, we're not gonna firing line until the very end.
Yeah, yeah,
This is
yeah,
the this is the practice seeing people and having people do the from a long distance get shot. So
Ash is directing.
I know who's getting hit first. Anyway, my ranged targets. I would like for y'all to try to engage each other a little bit. Slap fight. You're in your own oh god. Okay. Ranged combatants.
Come here,
Your
you
targets are
overgrown
active.
oven!
Go for it.
What do you think those people down there are doing? I don't know.
No, Andre's picking them on. Andre's picking a target randomly.
Yep.
Thank you.
Oh yeah!
It's such a long distance, you're not able to pinpoint
Well, I'm
your
not
shots.
up against
All
the
I need is a
ledge.
success or a failure. You'll figure out
Failure.
when you see them go down. Okay, it's a miss.
Yeah.
I don't know how to actually use
Step back, you
swords.
see a bullet whiz by.
We just had a
You're not dead. You're not dead.
Rolling 10.
smack.
I surrender.
Spooky, you got hit from the
Give me the-
side
keep-
with a
we'll
bullet
keep
in the
firing.
side of your head.
Oh, that hurts. Where am I?
Does it hurt?
Rolling 2. Fail.
Before the next successful shot,
Nope.
did you see who got hit with that first one?
Person on the right. Yeah.
Okay. Continue on. 1 is dead. 3 are left.
Dance off.
Oh, he's dead?
Rolling
Okay.
2. Miss.
Get down.
I don't think my Discord mic's
you're
working.
dead.
What do you mean get down? We're dancing.
It is? Discord's being weird then.
Down.
It's a dance-off! A dance battle!
Rolling 17. Hit.
Oh,
Who hit?
that's one.
The You're dead.
Now it's down to 2!
When you see someone go down, that is when you can take another shot. Misses will cause a reaction as well.
Ah, come on!
Rolling 5. Miss.
Evie, a bullet whizzes by your head. Miss.
You can't hit the ball! Ha!
They can't hear you.
Rolling.
Still gonna scream anyway.
10.
Wrong. You got hit with a bullet.
10, so Andre can just go with that.
Oh
Ooh.
my god, you killed them.
Ah!
You snapped their spine in half. There's 1 target left. Who's gonna hit it?
Rolling 10. Silent Sock Charles.
So, Evie.
Mm-hmm.
You managed to dodge, but you remember, they're being nice to you. Everyone, firing line until you see Evie drop.
Ah!
Ready!
Try to get me!
Aim! 3. I'm gonna keep rolling. 16.
No, you didn't even need to roll.
Nah,
Evie
I don't
just
care.
took the hit.
I don't care. 12. 3. 1. You all have terrible aims. Goddamn stormtroopers.
All of my targets.
You still missed?
Alright, hold.
All of my targets. Time for trade out.
Wait, did they miss still?
No, that was a 16.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
It's time to trade out targets. We're gonna increase the number to 6.
3,
6. Who hasn't gone yet?
Who wants to get shot? Head on up.
We have 4 up there already. We have 5. We have 6.
Hey!
They've got a whole army up there.
So.
How dumb did that look, Dudley?
Oh, who's the third to die? That's what I'm wondering.
Okie
Who's the third
dokie.
one to die?
Okie dokie. Oh, you fucking died.
My musket.
Spooky, please.
Spooky just straight up fell off.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 1 more slot. Spooky was still up here.
What's annoying? These weapons.
Quickly, first come, first serve.
This weapon actually has
We got it.
vertical, but doesn't show up in this world.
So.
Everybody in a proper line that wants to do some ranged combat. Come
I know
on,
who's
everybody,
dying
line
first
up.
in this lineup.
Right here.
Everyone who is a ranged combatant. Everybody who is my target, get ready for the second to last rotation. Oh, a shot has been run off. I'm rolling.
Wow.
With a 9, it misses. Everybody dodge to the best of your ability.
I'm gonna keep rolling.
And Silers, please fix yourself.
No, go ahead. With this being said, we're gonna go ahead and make sure that we take our turns up here
So,
before we start fire
ranged
lining.
DMs.
Understood?
Mm-hmm.
Start rolling.
Rolling.
Targets. Start
Ready?
slapping.
Aim.
13.
Fire.
19.
Oh, 19.
Rush.
I will mute
There
and
you
tell my
go.
targets to go down. When you see somebody drop, that's when you move.
There you go. Let them know that it was fired off.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. I'm waiting for someone to fall.
There. Ooh, fuck.
Spin.
Fire! Fire!
All right.
13.
Ready, aim, fire. Wonderful. Ready. Aim.
Gotta wait. Gotta wait. It was a success. Gotta wait for someone to go down. 10. Fire when ready. Fire when ready.
Fire. No more firing if you've already fired. Please and thank you.
This thing's just hard to control.
Hi. I don't. There's your gun.
Rolling.
All right, little
16.
16. Ready. Aim. Fire. No more firing if you have already fired down this line, please and thank you.
Aye.
Yeah, Evie, no more shots.
Rolling.
Hmm?
14.
Yeah, I'm not
Ready.
shooting.
Aim.
It's firing off.
Fire.
Evie,
Yeah, it
please
fired
stop
off.
shooting the arrow. We can see it shooting.
Huh, it's not shooting on my end, so weird.
Yeah, it's shooting for all
Rolling.
the rest of us, though. So.
Ready.
7.
Aim.
Miss.
Miss.
Fire.
We have
Eva's
2
getting
more
confident.
people who can shoot. Before we got into the entire line.
Are you able to shoot?
Yes.
Are you able
I have
to shoot?
changed the DC.
Okay,
You will
change
know
the
when-
DC.
I have
Okay.
changed the DC.
If you're ready.
You
all
will
right,
know when
ready?
it hits
Ready?
or if
Ready.
it misses
Ready. Aim.
if the person drops.
Fire.
12.
Oh, goddamn.
Ember, I wish I had
Laser
that.
beams. He's got laser beams in the mind.
Next.
He's got laser beams.
Do you have ranged? Yes, he does.
It's just I have to aim it with my hand.
Ready? Aim.
Ready?
Rolling.
Aim.
13.
Fire.
Turn your gestures off, by the way. Your crossbow's going off.
Is it really? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crossbow
Why'd
seems
you
to be
put it on
broken.
gestures, you fool?
I saw a spear whiz by, but that was a miss.
All right, everyone's fire. You want to fire in line or just keep going down the line?
All right, one more, and then we'll firing line.
We get one more.
I already
Let's
rolled.
see here.
I already rolled. So I already know what it is.
Somebody else. Skip somebody. Skip to
You
somebody
sure?
else.
Oh, you know it's a fucking
Yeah, because I took extra
divulge.
shots for
Natural
no
one.
reason.
All right. All right, I want Dirtly, Normal, Nick, and Jack to rock, paper, scissors real quick.
Leeroy.
No, we don't have time for Ash. We're waiting for Ash.
Damn it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Ready?
Jack, ready, aim,
Aim.
fire. Jack,
Fire!
ready, aim,
13.
fire.
Oh, crap.
I'll fire for you. It's okay.
There you go.
I keep rolling 13.
Well, I turned gestures off to make sure I didn't accidentally fire, and then whenever I went to
You're
fine.
fine.
it was still off.
I know
You're
how to
fine.
hit him. It's the
And they're down.
used-
Oh, no.
Oh,
They're
shit.
moving.
Yeah, it.
The last few bullets pick up the body and flinging it off of the target range. All of my targets return to the firing line.
Yeah.
That's 2 kills I got with one of my
Don't
characters.
you?
Let's go.
If you need to not be comfy because we're about to go into a different section after this one. Who has yet to become a target? If you have yet to be a target, come up here.
Whoever wants to die, head on up to the stand.
Hoggers, I'll do it.
Goddamn, could I not stay as a corpse? I'm comfy on the floor now.
I want to die
Who hasn't died yet?
Wait. Wait a
If
minute.
we need another,
Oh, I was about to say, like, if there's only 2 people, this is gonna be so sad. Oh, okay. Nick.
There we go.
Wait, I thought you were part of the first batch. No, not attempt number 2. New people! If you've already done this, get out of here!
Oh god.
I have something special for you two.
Oh no.
I'm remembering, Nick,
Has
Jack,
everybody up here
I saw
gone?
you both. You're fodder for the next segment.
Oh.
So,
something else that
Oh, the
shoots.
wrath of
What did I
Andraei
do?
is something
You're-
fierce.
you're a-
just so you know.
You're a
Andre's
DM.
usually kicking the shit out of other people.
you're no okay. You want to be up here? You want to be cannon fodder? Okay, okay. So,
All right, my firing line.
Firing
Make sure you are
line.
in a
Get
proper
ready.
line. Please.
Shoot.
Thank you.
They're fucking cloning on. Hold on. Give me a moment. I need to get up.
I'm gonna use a different one.
Ash, let me know those rolls.
One is a 2. 7, 12,
My bad.
and a 1.
Damn, we suck.
Damn, hold up. Let me just,
Does that zombie have a musket? What the hell?
9.
Fuck. How do I? Gunnery bulb. How do we shoot?
Fire.
It's gestures. You need to grab an arrow.
11.
Actually, grab.
There we go. Oh god.
You need to fully pull it out. Fully pull it out, like full arm's length pull it out.
There we go.
Is this
Then
fire
you
at
put it
will,
in,
or are we
and
just
then-
like shooting
nice bow.
whatever?
Oi, deadly.
Yep.
Deadly. Lead belchers.
Hit.
So
That
fire.
one was a 19. Can we please pause firing line for just a quick moment? That was a 19. That was pretty good, actually. Good job, Eva.
Yeah. Alright, who the fuck shot me? Who the fuck was it?
Hey, Ash. Ash,
Usually
can I
my
get a
list.
disadvantage? I'm gonna shoot without looking and see if I did
Continue the line if you didn't see it.
Thirdly, went ahead and got a 16.
without looking.
Oh, damn.
So is it fire at will or?
Okay, guys, last one.
Okay.
Look.
And
Guys, why you gonna
Evie,
look?
go ahead and shoot for me, please and thank you.
All right.
You're double
With
liking.
a bow and arrow rushing through. That is a natural 20.
Woo!
Let's go!
You should have trick
Yeah,
shot him.
I know it's very anticlimactic for a natural 20, but goddamn. All targets
Trick
have
shots?
been eliminated.
That's why I was echoing.
Yeah.
Did you just try to behind the back shoot
No.
the platform?
No.
Maybe.
You. Okay. All right.
Technically, it's not a full but yeah.
Anyway.
Functionally.
So, I know the ranged combat is very weird and it's hard to understand. It's very DM oriented. Unless you can actually see the projectile and you want to take the hit yourself, you need to remember to do the.
Can't see you.
I know. I don't need to be interrupted when I'm moving on to different segments. I know I'm invisible.
I know, Ma.
High invisible.
I'm invisible. I'm dead.
Anyway, ranged combat is very hit or miss, pun not intended. Either you need DM intervention a whole lot, or you need to take the hit yourself if you see it happen. If you want to make a ranged attack, it is common courtesy to call over a DM and let them know what the hell's going on. If they see it themselves, then that's fine too, if the person accepts ranged combat. But otherwise, it's a very DM heavy kind of thing, and it's very risky to do if it's not map oriented.